Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is War 1 of Season 41. It's my first war with SSX. I've just joined them this off-season, so I really hope I don't embarrass myself. Today we're bringing in Rintrah, Valkyrie and Odin. Odin is for some pre-fights. I am going up Path 1 in Section 1, and then my next fights are on Boss Island. I'm taking that Gorr and the Thing. So first off with this Galan, it's a fairly simple Rintrah fight. Rintrah's neutralized takes care of the regen buffs that he gets from the node. Also should generally stop him going into harvest unless he throws enough SP1s when you don't have neutralized up. But really it's a pretty safe fight. I'm just going to be trying to get him to the corner, not going for any silly intercepts, or to be honest, I don't think I'm even going to punish specials unless it's close enough. I just want to be really safe for my first fight in the new alliance. Get him into the corner, root him, stack up some ruptures, and go for a big SP2. So yeah, after this special, I don't even punish him. I'm close enough to the corner where another combo or two will get him there. And yeah, ending with a light there to root him up, throw some light attacks, stack up more ruptures, bait out this special. I'm close enough, so I go back in, do a couple lights, and big SP2. First SP2 of Rintrah's war, massive crit, 100k. I've got Mystic Power boosts on, so it gets me back up to an SP3, and I just throw that to be safe. I know that it'll kill, so no need to even parry and risk another combo. Just go for the SP3. Next up, got this IHulk on Masochism. Valk's great for Masochism because you just don't really apply debuffs. You don't really need to parry much. What I tend to do with Valk in fights like this, where I can hit them normally and I can hit their block, is I just do whatever the AI lets me. So if he throws a heavy, I'll probably go in and punish unless I'm baiting a special. But if he is being passive and just sticks with his block, I'll just hit his block. Doesn't really matter which one. Both build me power, both build me combo. It's pretty safe fight, really. You're going to be baiting SP1s because, again, you can dex the SP2, you can take it on block, but why take the risk at this point? And I'm trying to bounce my combo back between, around 6 and 14. That way I can build up my Pierce and Bulwarks. But there, I just got a little bit too high. So I'm on 10 when I start this combo, which means that if I reverse my combo, I'd still be, more than 5 hits away from being able to get another Bulwark. So I just carry on going up and get another Pierce. And now I'm just trying to bait out this special. You want to throw your SP2 when they have less than a bar of power, because if they throw a special afterwards, when you've got your big Fury up, it can just waste the duration. Another good thing with Valk against IHulk is blocked hits don't count towards his persistent charges, so that he won't actually regen at the end. And that clears out the fight. Next up, taking this rank 5 Hulkling with Rintrah. I'm going to be throwing an SP1 because I want to take care of Strike Counter Fury. Don't want him to get too many. I mean, Rintrah is a hell of a tank, but if that goes really out of control, the fight could spiral a little. Masking over time isn't an issue because I've got a Wags pre-fight and Rintrah applies so many debuffs anyway, and then the neutralize takes care of the regen buff itself. So start off with an intercept. I'm just going to be hitting into his block to push him back, stack up some ruptures. I don't want to waste my Strike Counter Fury by hitting him normally right now. And then because the Fury starts to stack up, I throw an L1. He throws his L1 and I get rooted, that's fine. He's in the corner now. I just need to get to my L2 and throw it off. So I root myself through his block, which takes care of Strike Counter Fury. And then this medium gets me just enough power to throw the L2. So I throw it, nice massive L2. He's almost down. And I just need to bait out this special and finish off with my own L2. And there we go, section 1 done. So next we're moving on to my Boss Island fights. I've got this Gorr and then the Thing. So with this Gorr, my game plan, so this is a safeguard, so I can't go for a big L2. My game plan is just to stack up ruptures and basically tick him down fairly slowly. I'm not going to be using any specials unless he somehow ends up not being cornered. If he throws an L1 while I don't get rooted, or if he just kind of pushes me back a little bit, I'll use the L3, which puts him back in the corner. The main thing that I was worried about was him throwing a special while he doesn't have neutralize on him. That is the aim of this fight. You want neutralize on him when he throws a special, because if you don't, he will gain more of his shadow magic buffs and he'll apply more debuffs through block. You see there, he throws his L1 and hits me in block, and it applies a couple bleeds. They don't do too much on their own, but when he starts stacking up buffs, when he starts stacking up the debuffs on you, it can get really scary, and that's how you lose this fight. So the main thing is, whenever I'm baiting out a special, I'm going to be making sure I have neutralize up. So there, he pushed me a bit far back, so I end up going for my L3. It has another benefit. It heals you up a little bit. I think it's missing health based on how many mystical charges you have, so it gets a bit more impactful the lower health you are. So I'm rooting myself up. Another thing is, I'm not going to be taking L1s on block if I can avoid it. It's actually better to just take the hits on your face rather than on block, because it only applies the debuff through block. So I have dueled this fight a lot to practice the dexing, but it is well worth it to just literally just go for it. And if it hits you, it hits you. So I take a lot of hits through this fight, but they end up doing less damage than they would have if it had gone through block. But this fight's going very smoothly so far. I had a little bit of a dropped input there, which wasn't too good. What I'm thinking now is just to bait out this L1 and then throw my L3. I don't want to throw the L3 right away, because then he has a ton of power in the corner. So I bait it out first, then throw the L3, heal up a little bit of that combo that I just took. But apart from that, I'm winning the health race quite drastically. I have maxed in equity, which really helps with any damage I've taken. Because Rintrah has so many debuffs on the opponent, it's very easy to hit that cap. And the taunts really help with when you want him to throw specials. Just making sure that neutralize is always up, really. It's not the easiest fight, but it's not the hardest either. So quite happy with how that went. This is the first time I've actually brought Rintrah to war, so I've played with him a fair bit, but yeah, it's nice to test him out in war. Now this thing fight. So every fight's gone very smoothly so far. 300% finishers, 185 plus. And now, so I feel like I've tested this in the past. When you have Odin's pre-fight with Valkyrie on the team, it applies the pre-fight that you place, and it also applies a bulwark. Valkyrie is stun immune when she has a bulwark, and like I said, I swear I've tested this in the past where Valkyrie was stun immune with an Odin pre-fight bulwark, not one of her own. But maybe it's changed, maybe it was always that way and I maybe just shrugged off the stun itself rather than being stun immune. So I was going into this fight thinking that I was stun immune, so I didn't need to reverse my combo. I didn't want to get too many bulwarks, because when you get too many and you throw an L2, it starts to trigger things protection and you don't do much damage at all. So because of that, it leads to a bit of a sticky situation later on in the fight. But for now, things being pretty aggressive. I'm treating it the same way as I treated the IHulk fight, where if he offers me his block, I'll hit him into block, and if not, I'll just normal combo him. I was expecting it to be a bit of a longer fight, because obviously you don't build power like normal, and it's not going to be an exclusively hitting into block fight, because I don't know, things SB1 pushes you back quite a fair bit. His AI also just was really aggressive in this fight, so I wasn't too sure about just hitting into his block. Right there's a bit of foreshadowing. I parry, get stunned, and shrug it off, which I didn't notice at the time, but looking back, shows that I wasn't stun immune. And so, I mean, so far it's going fine. A minute and a half into the fight and he's already halfway down. I'm halfway to my 2 bars of power needed for my L2. He's being a little bit passive here, so I'm fine hitting into block. And here I go for the light trick and I make him parry me, and apparently I'm not stun immune. So my mind was going a million miles an hour right at this point. I was so confused. I realised what had happened. Obviously I wasn't stun immune with the Odin pre-fight, but I was just so confused at why it hadn't worked. So I'm in overdrive. I'm really worried about this fight now. I'm very low in health. I'm trying to recover some with adrenaline. I was thinking about throwing my L1, and to be honest, I probably should have, just to get a little bit more health. But and at this point, like I know that I've got too many effects for my L2 to do any damage at all. It's just going to trigger protection. So I know that I just need to combo him to death. And yeah, at this point, I could literally hear my heart thumping. I did not want to die in my first war for SSX, and I definitely did not want to die with Valkyrie, because she's kind of one of my top champs, and it would be rather embarrassing. But we managed to just about clutch it out. 14% health left, L1 into block, and he stays back, holds his block for me to tap him. And thank God, because like I said, that was not a fight I wanted to die on. Valk versus Thing, it's kind of a staple matchup. But overall, very strong start, very shaky end, and I'll update with the scores at the end of this war. I'm recording while it's still going on, but we're in a good position. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.